In this video, I'll present a new way to create API code examples with extensive yet unobtrusive explanations. I'm Mathieu from McGill University, and this is a project with my collaborators Zara and Martin. Developers rely on documentation to learn new APIs. For example, we can use a Getting Started guide to learn how to create a RESTful service with the Spring framework. Even though this guide is intended as a quick introduction, it still contains a lot of information. Some of it may not be relevant to all readers. A developer who is already familiar with Spring may go directly to the section about the REST controller and start reading the code example. In the code example, they may find some elements they are not familiar with, like the REST controller annotation. They will seek an explanation of those elements in the text. To fully understand the explanation, they may need to refer back to other parts of the code example and seek explanations of other elements and concepts, like how the output of a method is converted to a JSON response, and how the request parameters are captured. Even in this simple example, we see that reading a typical document with some specific needs in mind involves a lot of back and forth between different sections or paragraphs. We designed Casdoc to reduce this back and forth. The information related to an element of a code example is shown in a box next to that element. Boxes can also provide explanations of concepts mentioned in other boxes. These nested explanations help keep each fragment as concise as possible. This strategy allows to add more information, like the API documentation of Java types, without sacrificing navigability. Importantly though, all of these explanations are initially hidden so as not to overwhelm the reader with this content. The presence of explanations are simply marked with subtle markers. The result is a document that is very concise at first glance, yet still contains a lot of information. Explanations can be quickly revealed and discarded by hovering over unfamiliar code elements. When a reader wants to keep some useful information visible, they can pin the explanation box by clicking on the marker. Creating these Casdoc documents is easy. Explanations are inserted in block comments directly in the source file of the code example. For example, we can rewrite this part of the Spring documentation for Casdoc by annotating the related Java file. We begin by creating a block comment that starts with a question mark directly above the code element being explained. In the comment, we write keyword, then Spring Boot application to indicate that we are explaining this annotation. We rewrite the explanation from the Spring document on the following lines using Markdown syntax. We can also rewrite as nested explanations in the same block comment the description of the annotations implicitly added by Spring Boot application. Finally, we create one last explanation for the main method in another block comment above this method. To convert this commented Java file to an HTML document, we use the Casdoc web interface located at the URL on screen. Once on the page, we simply locate the Java file and click Transform. Our tool will generate an HTML document that is entirely self-contained, showing the code example with all explanations in the Casdoc format. Thank you for listening. We hope you'll enjoy Casdoc.